I'm from South Central Los Angeles, but I went to a predominantly Jewish prep school called Crossroads School of Arts and Sciences. There's a gentleman by the name of Paul Cummings who had the idea in the 70s to get all the filmmakers and producers and all these kids and put them in a very artsy, very academic, but with a focus on the arts school, and that's Crossroads. My actual class, we're so phenomenal according to Vanity Fair that there is an article about my graduating class. Most of my classmates is who's running Hollywood now. But I'm from South Central Los Angeles, and like I said, I'm going into my cast. So that took me into activism. So that is when you go through my phone, you'll see Fred Hampton Jr. Those are my comrades, because I've teetered between the two worlds. I know that everybody is the same, but my cast need help, and we don't need to be left behind. I could have easily assimilated, but I refused to. And Johnny and I have two children, Masai and Cleopatra. Cleopatra graduated summa cum laude from Xavier just this past year. My projects are How I Met Mally, thank you. She's brilliant. And our son graduated SC like his dad, and he's fluent at the native level of Japanese. So he writes for 2 anime shows. He lives in Los Angeles now. Thank you. How I Met Mally and got involved with television, B-side radio, is that through my activism, I have a production company. Being friends with Fred Hampton Jr., we just kind of talk about various things. Even though I'm born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, I'm a Black native from Louisiana. So his father is buried, Fred Hampton Sr., he assassinated at 21, is buried 40 minutes from Shreveport, but I knew he was raised in Chicago. Being that my family's roots is in the countryside, I knew it had to mean something to his family. Why would they bring him from Chicago and bury him with his ancestors in Haynesville, And so I started asking little questions, and I knew what to ask because I'm from the same tribe, relatives in the countryside. And I started asking little questions like, I would watch his dad's films, and I said, call him and said, Chairman, your dad is from a family of landowners, isn't he? And he's like, I know that's just, y'all know his voice. I said, because he was the way he spoke at 19, 20, 21, I knew he had somewhere to go. And I had that same feeling growing up in the hood in Los Angeles. I still had somewhere to go. I could always go to my grandmama's house. I could always go to ancestral land. So I knew that his pride came from there. And then I would ask him little things like, how would you be a revolutionary at 21 years old? How? So Fred and Mother Chairman let me film them on a pilgrimage they do every year to his grave. And I found out how he became a revolutionary at 21. His great-great-grandfather would take him around to each tree in the countryside in Haynesville and tell him who was lynched in the dark tree and the person's whole story. And he did it since he was 2 years old. That's how he became a revolutionary. So I want in my production company to tie who we are to where we are so that we can escape the mundane and to escape the stereotypes. Because like I said, I could have assimilated, I refused to. So people laugh at me because when I went to college in Atlanta, everybody was from the Dons, from Bald Hills. I'm from South Central Los Angeles because I know what it means we had codes, it's the gangbang culture. We had codes. So, it meant something because you had to have a certain amount of integrity to get around my neighborhood and not be bothered. And it's just like, you don't have bus for 2 hours and go to Crossroads, So I say all that to say that my passion is my people, But I know because of Paul Cummings, which Amanda Gorman came from our set. The arts is what unites everyone. And no matter what the politicians are doing around you, you can still escape through the arts, undetected. So that's why I use that platform. My background, how I got to Crossroads, I had a SAG card at 10. So I was acting in ballet, you know, and my mother was academic though. So we're a little bit of all that, but I know that through the arts is where we, South Central people and Black Indians in the countryside, will not be forgotten because we are here and we do contribute. And I need to make sure that I reach back, and it's through academia and the arts. And that's what televiz and our radio station, we do a lot of programming that helps, and we do a lot of interview people that may not otherwise get interviewed, because we really, really matter and we do have something to contribute. And it's not just, you know, some of our brothers, you know, that make it with rap music and not telling the whole story, because we have some sisters that still pull them back and say, no, you know, because we're not all what they think we are. And it doesn't matter how successful I get, I'm still with.
Thank you.